What's going on, baseball fans? How are we doing? So we've had a lot of good baseball this year. We've had a lot of talks lately about who should win the MVP. But in this video, I'm going to talk about some guys that really came onto the scene this year, guys that really broke out. Let's go talk about it. And before I do get started, I am going to leave a few names off of this list because I feel like we've just heard a lot about them this year. On this list, we're not going to have Vlad Jr., we're not going to have Shohei Ohtani, we're not even going to have Brian Reynolds or a Cedric Mullins. I feel like we've just heard a lot about those guys this year, so I want to give some attention to some other players that I feel really deserve it as well. Starting off my list at number 10, we have Patrick Wisdom. No Chris Bryant, no problem. Patrick Wisdom has really stepped up this year. He has been quite nice in that Cubs lineup, hitting only .240, but has 26 home runs, 52 RBIs, and 300 at-bats. The on-base is a little low at 305, but look at the slugging of 540 slugging altogether and 845 OPS. And take a look at some of these advanced numbers on Baseball Savant. He ranks pretty well in the average exit velocity. He ranks in the top 10% in max exit velocity. He ranks almost in the top 5% in hard hit percentage. He gets a lot of barrels on the ball. The guy's quite athletic as well. He ranks in the top 25% in sprint speed. He's also good in the field. Like I said, he needs to work on that on base a little bit, but hey, 26 home runs, hey, taking over Chris Bryant this year. That's quite nice to see. Patrick Wisdom has definitely broken out this year. At number 9, we have Jared Walsh. Albert Pujols left town, and Jared Walsh took over at first base for the Angels. Not a successful season for the Angels, but Jared Walsh has been a big part of that lineup. It's not just about Shohei Ohtani and Mike Trout when he's healthy. Jared Walsh has definitely provided some good numbers for this lineup. Take a look at the numbers here. 272 batting average, 27 home runs. Take a look at the on base, a 335 on base, a 514 slugging, and a solid 849 OPS. I mean, 84 RBIs, that is rather good. Take a look at these advanced numbers as well. We are seeing some blues with the strikeout percentage. He doesn't walk a lot. He does swing and miss a lot. He does chase a lot, but that's something he could definitely clean up. You know, not the best out there in the field, but the guy gets a lot of exit velocity. He's in the top 50% in exit velocity. He's in the top 5% in max exit velocity as well. And hard hit percentage, he's in the top 50%. And he ranks okay in these expected numbers. He also gets a lot of barrels on the ball as well. Jared Walsh, I think, has been pretty overlooked this year. I really liked what he's done, especially with Albert Pujols going out of town. He had big shoes to fill. Jared Walsh having a breakout season. Coming in at number 8, I have a part-time player, and that is Darin Ruf. Can we please show some love for Darin Ruf on the San Francisco Giants? Look at the numbers he's putting up in a part-time role. A 280 batting average, 15 home runs, 41 RBIs. He has a 400 on base, a 538 slugging. That's a 938 OPS and only 236 at-bats. This guy takes advantage of the limited playing time that he has. He has to kind of find his way into the lineup a lot. And you got to remember, Darin Ruf, this was a guy back in the early 2010s. He saw some time with Philly, never quite got it going. He went to the KBO, put up some good numbers there. The Giants recognized that. They brought him back last year in 2020 because he was having some really good on-base numbers in the KBO, and he's kept it up here. Like I said, a 400 on base. That is really good, especially in a part-time role. I think Darin Ruf deserves a lot of love, a breakout season in my opinion. At number 7, let's show some love for a possible Rookie of the Year, Adolis Garcia. What a story this is. He got designated for assignment in the offseason and then brought back, and then look at the season he's been having. I mean, crazy numbers. I mean, sure, the batting average and the on-base are a little low. I would like those to come up a little bit, but look at the home runs. 30 home runs, 81 RBIs. He's got a 479 slugging, the OPS overall at a 774. This guy was on fire early on in the season in May. I mean, this guy was putting up just some really good numbers, and overall he's put together a really solid season. He's also been playing some good defense out there for Texas. A pretty rough season for Texas. Besides drafting a Jack Leiter, Adolis Garcia has been a bright spot for the Texas Rangers. I'm definitely going to consider this a breakout season. At number 6, I have Jesse Winker. He has been hurt for the past month. month, hasn't played in a little while, but Jesse Winker, this guy was getting MVP chance at one point, and for good reason. Look at these numbers that he was putting up. He has a 307 batting average on the year so far, 24 home runs, a 395 on base, a 560 slugging, a 955 OPS total, 71 RBIs. Jesse Winker, I mean, there's a good reason why this guy was getting MVP chance at one point. And also, take a look at Baseball Savant. A lot of red for Jesse Winker. Look at the expected numbers. Top 5% in both ex-WOBA and ex-batting average. He's in the top 10% in ex-slugging. Guy gets a ton of barrels. He doesn't strike out a lot. He walks a lot. He doesn't get a lot of swing and misses. He doesn't chase a lot. I mean, sure, he's not the most athletic out there. I mean, look at that. Outfielder jump does not rank very well. Outs above average. He's just not a great player out there defensively. And he ranks, in the bottom tier when it comes to sprint speed. But overall, with the bat, I mean, this guy's just been awesome. Unfortunately, he has been hurt for a little bit. He should be coming back soon. The Reds are really going to need him if they want to secure that second wild card spot. But Jesse Winker, a breakout season for sure. At number 5, I have a guy that I feel like we haven't heard too much about, Nicky Lopez. I mean, come on. Look at these numbers that Nicky Lopez is putting up. He's hitting 303 this year. He's got 20 stolen bases, a 368 on base. I mean, sure, he's not really hitting for many home runs or has a good slugging, but that's a really good on base. This is a guy, put at the top of your lineup. I mean, he's going to get your lineup going. This is like a perfect example of a spark plug kind of a guy. He doesn't strike out a lot. I mean, sure, he could walk a little bit more, but he doesn't swing and miss a lot. He doesn't chase a lot of pitches, and he's very good in the field. I mean, look at the outs above average. He's in the top 1%, one of the best defensive players in all of baseball. Very athletic out there too. Nicky Lopez, this is a guy, a really solid guy to put at the top of your lineup. And hey, he's been playing great this year, his third year overall, a breakout season in my opinion. I mentioned earlier that Jesse Winker was getting MVP chance. This is another guy that's been getting some MVP chance. Austin Riley, he has really come onto the scene this year. I mean, we always knew Austin Riley had a ton of power, but he's really put it together this year. He's hitting 297, 29 home runs, 89 RBIs. Look at the on base, a 368 on base, a 519 slugging, and 887 OPS. Overall, taking a look at Baseball Savant, a lot of red for him, a lot of good stuff here with the expected numbers. Ranks well with the max exit velocity, ranks well with the hard hit percentage. He gets a lot of barrels on the ball. He's also pretty athletic out there as well. Definitely could use a bit of an improvement in the field, but especially with Ronald Acuna Jr. going down this year, they've really needed a guy to step up, and at only 24 years old, Austin Riley picked a good season to have a breakout season. At number 3, Tyler O'Neill. What a year Tyler O'Neill is having. If we go back to kind of the first few years he was playing, low batting averages, low on base numbers. I mean, he's getting a few home runs here and there, but he won a Gold Glove in 2020 over those 50 games. But people are wondering, is Tyler O'Neill ever gonna become this player that Cardinals fans thought he could turn into? And hey, he has done exactly that. Look at the year he's having, hitting 280, 26 home runs, 59 RBIs. He's got 12 stolen bases in there as well, a 349 on base, a 525 slugging, and 874 OPS overall. Tyler O'Neill has been awesome this year. You hear, Nolan Arenado, Paul Goldschmidt getting a lot of the love in the Cardinals lineup, but Tyler O'Neill, he deserves a ton of love. Only 26 years old, a breakout season for sure. Taking a look also at Baseball Savant, a lot of red. I mean, top 5% in average exit velocity, almost top 10% in max exit velocity. Hard hit percentage, he's top 5%. Expected numbers, red all across the board. He's in the top 5% in barrel percentage. Look at the sprint speed, 98th percentile. Look at the outs above average. He's great in the field as well. Tyler O'Neill, I think this guy deserves some love, especially for a Cardinals lineup that has slumped a bit at times this year. Tyler O'Neill, definitely a breakout season for sure. At number 2, I have a guy that you just never hear about, and that's Kyle Tucker. Why don't we hear about Kyle Tucker? Well, I mean, look at the lineup that he's in. You got guys like Jose Altuve here, Alex Bregman, Carlos Correa having an MVP caliber season, Yordan Alvarez, Yuli Gurriel. The list goes on and on. But Kyle Tucker has just been there and just producing. I mean, look at these numbers. He's hitting 291, 25 home runs, 82 RBIs, a 352 on base, a 544 slugging, just around a 900 OPS. He's got 13 stolen bases as well. Can Kyle Tucker please get some more love? Is that too much to ask? Look at the advanced numbers with him as well. All red. He has no blue. Okay, maybe he has a little bit of white here with the walk percentage, but I mean, come on. Kyle Tucker, he's only 24 years old. He's having a great season. I mean, I hear about Jose Altuve, you know, and these guys all the time. I mean, even Michael Brantley as well, and all these guys in there, but I don't hear anything about Kyle Tucker. Can please, Kyle Tucker, can he get, you know, just a little bit more recognition? Is that a little too much to ask? I wouldn't be surprised if Kyle Tucker, come postseason time, he puts his stamp, you know, where he belongs, you know, being one of the best players in the Astros lineup. This guy's having a breakout season for sure. Kyle Tucker, he's been awesome this year. But at number 1, I have Will Smith. This guy has been phenomenal this year, taking over the full-time catching duties for the Dodgers. He has just had an all-around really good season, and I'm a sucker for a guy that can just give you an all-around good game, especially from the catcher position. Let's talk about the offense first. He's hitting 269 this year, 24 home runs, 71 RBIs, a really good on base of 378, a 516 slugging, and 894 OPS. Look at these advanced numbers, all red across the board. The framing he could be a little better in, but what I really like about Will Smith is that he just not only provides a really solid bat, but he provides very good defense as well. Overall, on Fangraphs, if you weigh the offense and the defense, he is the top catcher overall this year. This guy's been phenomenal. If we take a look at the numbers in the previous 2 seasons, I mean, he was good back in 2020. You know, a very solid 289 batting average with 8 home runs, you know, a 401 on base. That was really good, but he only played 37 games. You know, he had the 15 home runs back in 2019, but this year, this to me is the breakout year for Will Smith. I feel like this guy deserves a lot more love. I feel like he deserves some MVP votes for sure. It's not just about the offense, it's not just about the defense, but he's been handling the pitching staff very well. This guy's just been a leader for the Dodgers this year. Love what he's been doing. Will Smith, in my opinion, the number 1 breakout season this year. So that's my list. Tell me what you think down below. Are there some guys that you would have taken out, some guys that you would have added in? Let me know. I want to know everything that you think. But that's all I have for right now. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you next time.